I am one of 4 children, and I am the second. I have an older sister, a younger brother, and a younger sister. And when we were growing up, being that I was 16 months younger than my older sister, meant that in school, I was only a grade behind her. Now, my older sister is a proficient intellect in the arts, language, and English, expression, writing, drawing, very intellectual. Dark hair, dark eyes, olive skin. And then along comes me, blonde, blue-eyed, a little bit peppy, very tomboyish, into sports, smart, good at math, science. And every single time, what would happen is teachers would be, oh, Jennifer, and then, oh, another Quinlan, a sister, expecting the same and then, or similar, and then getting not polar opposite, but quite different. And often I would hear, can you be more like your sister? And when I would hear that, a few things would happen, but most often what would happen is a pressure or a sense of discomfort through my solar plexus, like my heart, a little bit of, I can't be like my sister. Because while she's awesome, and I totally agree she's awesome, this is me. Like, can you see me? I can only be me. Please let me be me. And as I got older, when I would hear that, and by older, I mean moving from kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, into grade 6, 7, 8, hearing that, my response changed, became not like, oh, please see me, please see me. It'd be like, hey, what's your problem? The sass developed. And the sass continued for quite a while because the sass was my way of sort of packaging up and avoiding the discomfort or the pain of not being seen. Now, of course, you might be able to relate, packaging up emotions that are painful and uncomfortable, and we behave in a different way to sort of avoid even expressing this pain and discomfort and asking for what it is that we need to be seen, to be loved. In the space of our emotional self-awareness and our emotional understanding, where we can get to is this space of, I am not my body, I am not my mind, I am not my emotions. And if I am not these things, I can non-identify. I can separate from the ego. And when I separate from the ego, what remains is acceptance of the uniqueness that is this self. And once acceptance of the uniqueness of this self is achieved, then whatever the external world is doing and saying, that acceptance is like armor. Whooping. The things that people say from the outside just bounce off because the inner work was done to know, to be in knowing, to be able to give self-compassion, self-love, self-acceptance is there. So it's not required from the external world. And by achieving that, there is no longer a necessity to package up these uncomfortable emotions, because it doesn't mean that those things don't happen. When the external world says, you're a little bit too different, I don't like it, can you try to be like someone else? We still might feel that like discomfort, but that discomfort doesn't linger and it doesn't disrupt us. We notice it, we recognize it for what it is, a manifestation of the ego. And once that recognition comes, we are liberated. Because the fear of not being enough when we are in self-acceptance is gone. And when that fear is gone, we're no longer confined here. And instead,